Come with me. Let's get in the car. Any car, as long as it's got a full tank and 4 wheels. We'll roll down the windows, breathe in the air of freedom and possibility. This is America, the land of the road trip, where we search for stories maps can't show. The road reveals more than we expect. It's a mirror, reflecting a country in transition. We dream of diners with strong coffee and homemade pie. We want to believe that America is still out there, waiting just around the bend. So we drive, leaving city noise behind for endless skies and towns with names like hope and liberty. The open road still beckons, full of beauty and mystery. Let's find out what awaits. We roll into Harmony. The sign says, "A great place to raise a family," but Main Street tells another story. Storefronts are missing teeth in a tired smile, for lease signs hang in dusty windows, and faded paint reveals ghosts of businesses past. Miller's Hardware, the Bijou Theater, names barely visible, memories echoing in the silence. These weren't just stores, they were the heart of the community. Now, only the wind whistles through empty doorways. Each closed shop is a small tragedy, a dream ended. It's a story, repeated in countless towns across the country. The American small town, once the bedrock of our mythology, is holding on by a thread. A barbershop, a lonely bar, survivors on a deserted island. Inside, a single person waits for a customer who may never come. There's dignity in their persistence, but the odds feel long. The world has moved on. Big box stores and online giants have drained these local economies. It's a slow, quiet collapse. To walk these streets is to feel the weight of loss, the emptiness of cracked sidewalks and empty parking spaces. It's not just economics, it's identity. Main Street is a town's soul. When it dies, so does a part of the spirit. You wonder about those left behind. How do they keep going when their world has faded? The journey becomes a search for answers, for hope among the ruins. We keep moving, looking for signs of life. There's an emotional toll to this kind of travel. You arrive at a national park, expecting crowds and excitement, but find quiet trails and a half-empty parking lot. At first, the solitude feels like a gift, private, profound, but soon, a sadness creeps in. The emptiness isn't normal, it's a symptom of something larger. The families, the tour buses, the buzz, they're missing. A park ranger shares worries about budget cuts and uncertainty. The landscape is unchanged, but the human element feels diminished. You check into a once busy motel on Route 66. The owner, warm but tired, tells stories of better days. Now, she's lucky to have a few guests a week. Your stay feels less like a transaction, more like bearing witness. The heartache comes from the gap between the dream and reality. The American road trip is supposed to be an escape, but you can't escape the truth. You see struggle, worry, and quiet dignity everywhere. The journey becomes about them, the people and places you meet. The open road, once a symbol of freedom, now feels like a journey through quiet grief. But you keep going, searching for meaning in the silence. Every stop is a reminder. The dream is changing. The road asks you to see, to listen, to care, and so you do. In a Rust Belt town, I met Frank, sitting outside a closed factory where he worked for 35 years. He still comes every morning, out of habit, remembering when the smokestacks meant jobs and security. Frank isn't angry, just tired. His story is about pride, dignity, and being part of something bigger. Now, he wonders what his hands are for. In a Gulf Coast fishing village, I met Maria, a shrimper whose family has worked these waters for generations. The tides have changed, fuel costs up, shrimp prices down, young people leaving. Maria loves her home fiercely, worries for her children, and asks only for a fair shot. Her hands are stained by the sea, her spirit resilient. Both Frank and Maria are keepers of fading American stories. They aren't asking for pity, just understanding. Their voices are full of hope and stubbornness. They remind us that behind every empty storefront or closed factory, there's a person, a family, a story. These stories are everywhere, if you stop to listen, and they matter. It's not just small towns. Big, iconic places feel different too. In New Orleans' French Quarter, the music is softer, the crowds thinner, the energy subdued. Legendary clubs have empty tables. Street performers and bartenders worry about the future. The city is still magical, but its spirit feels fragile, tested. In Las Vegas, the Strip's lights still dazzle, but midweek crowds are sparse and classic casinos feel tired. The line between winners and losers is sharper. The dream of hitting the jackpot feels more distant. A cocktail waitress tells you tips are down. Optimism feels forced. The spectacle continues, but the audience is holding its breath. The faded glory isn't in the buildings, it's in the spirit. A subtle dimming of confidence. These places reflect our anxieties, our hopes, and our fears. You appreciate every note of music, every bite of food, knowing nothing should be taken for granted. The journey through these places is a reminder. Even legends can feel vulnerable. The road shows us not just what's changed, but what's worth holding on to. We keep searching for the heart that remains, and we find it, sometimes, in the quiet. Just when the road feels overwhelmingly sad, it reveals something beautiful. In a town with empty Main Street, a farmer's market springs up in a vacant lot. People laughing, selling, connecting. It's not a solution, but it's a start, a defiant act of community. Hope appears in small things. A mural painted by teenagers, a library offering warmth and internet, a diner owner who knows every customer. These aren't grand gestures, but small acts of refusal to give up. The hope is in the people. The mechanic who helps a traveler, the neighbor who lends a hand. These acts don't make the news, but they're the glue that holds everything together. For every closed factory, there's a neighbor helping a neighbor. For every empty storefront, someone is building something new. The journey, once filled with loss, becomes one of admiration. The American spirit isn't dead, it's just found in unexpected places. It's in ordinary people doing extraordinary things. The road teaches us to look for light in the cracks, and to cherish it when we find it. The journey ends, car dusty, gas tank near empty. What have we learned? The America on the news isn't the whole story. The country is hurting, but the real story is quieter, deeper. It's easy to feel discouraged, but that's not the lesson of the road. We are not as divided as we think. Sit down, share a meal, listen, labels fall away. You see a person with hopes, fears, and love for home. The people I met weren't looking for a fight, they wanted understanding and connection. The road ahead is uncertain, but the path forward begins with us. It begins with kindness, empathy, and truly seeing each other. Support a local business, tip a little extra, listen to someone's story. These aren't small things, they're everything. Let's not be strangers in our own country. Take a different route, stop in a new town, talk to the person behind the counter. For all the hardship, there's immense goodness and strength out there. We can be the hope we're looking for. One story, one act of kindness at a time. The journey continues. Let's take it together.